July 2022, Cocoa Beach, Florida. Hi, this is Janet, and I'm Sly. Back in 2016, we both decided it was time to stop working, buy an RV, and start traveling the country and the world. And once the RV was pretty much the way we wanted it, we started our travels, and we've been doing it ever since. So join us as we explore this country and the world, and maybe we can even meet up with some of you along the way. We are back at Patrick Space Force Base in Cocoa Beach, Florida to continue the house hunt. One of our favorite places on Patrick itself is the Tiki Bar down at the marina. So it was no big surprise that on our first night there we ended up down at the Tiki Bar to renew our membership and to celebrate our return to Cocoa Beach with the beautiful sunsets we get right from the RV park. Of course, we're here at Cocoa Beach in the summer to continue our house hunt. One of the places we're looking at is up in Titusville. So we did some looking around for houses, and after a whole long day of house shopping, we of course had to stop down at Titusville, both at a brewery and at a whiskey bar to enjoy a drink and talk about the houses we looked at. So we found some good prospects, but there's still a lot more to see, so more house shopping and more stopping at bars in the evening to talk about what we'd had seen. This time we stopped at a bar down in Cocoa Beach. Our bar of choice is the Beach Shack right down in the center of Cocoa Beach. It's got a great patio, you can overlook the ocean, and you can enjoy a nice, peaceful drink. It's a good place to come, and it might very well be the favorite bar of ours down in Cocoa Beach itself. The weather here in the summer has been hot, but in the evening it seems to rain almost every night, or at least it rains a little bit. So it's kind of different. We've never actually been here in the summer. So we looked at some houses down in Melbourne, but it looks like we're gonna pick a house up in Titusville. While we were up there, we decided it was time to take a drive out to Playalinda Beach, which is one of our favorite beaches up in the area. Now this time, we didn't really have time to spend a day out on the beach enjoying the sun and the sand. We just did a quick drive-through and a lunch because, again, we were up there doing some house shopping as it's been for this entire trip. So we haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of the relaxing that we normally do when we get up there. But, like I said, we were here and it was worth taking a drive out just to see how busy the place actually is in the summer. And as usual, it's busy, especially parking lot 13, which is the very last parking lot up at Playalinda Beach. Of course, that would be the nudist beach, so it's the most popular. Go figure. Maybe they should add another one to the list. Playalinda Beach is gorgeous. Talk about nice sand, no seaweed, the sound of the surf. It's one of the main reasons why we really enjoy this area. The views are beautiful all over the place. So we enjoyed our quick little hour break before we headed on back down to Cocoa Beach. And as usual, as is with our travels, we run across old friends that we haven't seen in a long time. This time, we ran into Kim and Dave. We haven't seen them for almost 2 years, so it was nice to get back together with them again. The other thing I like about Patrick Space Force Base is that you can step out of your RV and watch a rocket launch. This one launched early evening, so it wasn't quite dark yet, but it was dark enough to where you can see the flame coming off the rocket as it made its way up. This was a SpaceX rocket, so it had a booster that turned around and came back down to the ground to land once it separated further up. From our vantage point, we could clearly see the separation, and we can continue watching the main stage heading up toward orbit and towards the space station. And at the same time, if we took a really careful look, we were actually able to spot the first stage coming back down to land on the ground. That was really cool. You usually don't see that in the daytime, but at nighttime the flame made it obvious, so it was really easy to spot. In the case of this launch, the rocket landed out at sea on a ship. It didn't end up going all the way back to the Cape to land back on the pad. But still, very cool, and I enjoyed the launch and the show. So again, we have a nice Florida day. Warm, a little overcast, but we decided to head on down and really just take a walk through all of Cocoa Beach. We've been down there before, and we hit the bars, but this time we decided to walk the entire town. Honestly, it did not take long. It's a small little town. Lots of artwork on the walls, and definitely worth walking through. And of course, since it's warm, and we did walk the entire town, we were entitled to stop at the bar. This time, it was Coconuts on the Beach. Another great view of the water, and of course, we kept an eye on the TV for weather because it is hurricane season after all. We ended that day right back down at the Tiki Bar at the marina, just in time to watch the rain come through. Man, it is cool and relaxing, sitting there, enjoying your drink and watching it rain outside. The rain cools things down, and it just makes it a whole lot more comfortable. So, you do get storms here. Storm fronts roll in, it rains, storm fronts roll out. It's refreshing. I like the rain, so no objections there. Our next excursion was down to Melbourne. Melbourne is quite a bit bigger than Cocoa Beach, and we enjoyed walking that town. Lots of shops, lots of bars, lots of restaurants, and we had a good time walking through that area. And so, over these last few weeks here at Patrick Space Force Base, we've enjoyed sitting down and watching the sunsets, and we ended all up with going down to a bar in Cocoa Beach. This is Heidi's Jazz Club. We decided to end our first few weeks there to celebrate the house. Yes, we found a house, we made an offer, it was accepted, and now we just have to wait to close. Yay! So, we're here at Cocoa Beach. We'll be here for a while, and here in Florida, so obviously we are not adding any new states to our list anytime soon. House hunting over these last 2 months really took up a lot of our time, so we haven't had a chance to go out and do a whole lot of anything. But it looks like that's coming up to an end, and then maybe we can go back to going out and enjoying this area. But even though we have been busy house hunting, we did manage to make a few stops, and as usual, if you look down in the description below, you'll find a link to every place that we stopped at, so that if you thought it was interesting, you can find it a whole lot easier than we did. But as for now, we'll end it here. Janet and I both hope that you enjoyed this video and that you will continue to join us as we explore this stop.